Students, I'm here to teach you important topics in business research methods. The topics are report writing, components of a research proposal, and a research paper. The learning outcomes are definition of a report, different types of report, purpose of a report, principles of a good business report, and last, elements of a formal business report. Let us see the definition of a report. Report is an objective and presentation of information in order to achieve some purpose. It is a basic management tool used in decision making. According to C.A. Brown, a report is a communication from someone who has some information to someone who wants someone to use that information. Another definition given by Raymond V. Lassiker. According to him, a business report is an orderly, objective communication of a truthful information that serves some business purpose. Next concept is types of reports. These are formal and informal reports. Let us discuss now the formal report. Formal reports are really little bit complex to prepare. This can be used by official level people. It is a collection and interpretation of data. It is a written document of a major project report. These formal reports divided three types here. One is informational reports, analytical reports, and recommendation reports. Each report have different identity here. Information reports helps to pass the information to concerned authorities. This focus is majority to present the results so that the readers can understand a particular problem or particular situation. I'll give you a better example, dear students. At present days, we are eagerly waiting the reports of coronavirus impact, the deaths of this coronavirus. What are the positive cases? What are the negative cases? Almost every day, we people are eagerly waiting what is going to happen. So, in this informational reports, always concerned government authorities, they are providing information regarding this coronavirus. Another concept is analytical report. So, in this analytical reports, after knowing the results from this informational reports, the researcher can go for analyze those results and draw the conclusions based on those results. This is attempt to describe how it has happened, and it explains what it means. Informational reports and analytical reports can be a formal or informal. Another third category of reports are it usually present a results and conclusion that support the recommendations. It seems almost all analytical reports and this recommendation reports both are identical. In this, we can identify what should we do after evaluation, after analysis of one particular incident like coronavirus. Based on that, we can recommend. Recently, we also observed our government is time to time pass the information to a central government about the coronavirus in each and every state. Based on those recommendations, our central government is taking decisions in this lockdown, whether continue or stop like that. This is recommendation reports. So now let us see the plan for preparing a formal report. Dear students, whenever you are preparing a formal report, you should remember some important points from identify the readers to and writing that report. Some steps are there. Before preparing or writing this formal report, you need to identify the readers. After that, determine your purpose. Then later, you can formulate a specific questions. Those questions need to help or solve that purpose, what exactly you need. So next step is conduct the research to answer that questions. Later, you go for valid conclusions, decide on recommendations. At last, finally, you write the report. This is the plan you need to remember before preparing a formal report. As I earlier I told you, these formal reports used by official level people. Next, another second category of these reports is informal report. In this informal report, functions to inform, analyze, and recommendations. It usually talks the form of memo or letter or a monthly financial reports. This formal report and the informal reports both are having a small difference lengthwise and formality wise. The types of informal reports are progress report, sales activity report. Every time, just as you know, all sales activity report given by sales manager monthly. Next one is personal evaluation. Here HR manager focus on personnel, means employees evaluation in order to give increments or salaries. Next one is a financial report. Here we know that financial manager focusing always incomes, losses every year in the form of annual report and monthly report, quarterly and half yearly, like feasible report, literature review, credit report, etc. So dear students, till now we discussed the definition and the types of reports. Now we'll go for discuss about what is exactly the purposes of that particular reports. Here, while preparing that report, if you know the purpose, okay, well and good. If you don't know the preparing that purpose of report, total time, money, all or waste. Here we have some purposes of a report. Let us see. First one is to require the essential information for decision making, to take important decisions from collecting that information. Third point is express the neutral figure of any important matter. And one more point I would like to tell you, dear students, it helps a lot to increase the movement of administration. Also, to increase direction and control. Means based on that report, the manager increase, take a directions and controlling of actions or incidents what is happening in the organization. Next concept is principles or characteristics of a good business report. Here some of the points given as a characteristics of good research report. Because everybody they'll go for preparing their own preparation of their own business reports in the form of formal or in the form of informal. Let us see when we can call it as a good business report. Some standard points or some characteristics given here. Those are a precision, accuracy of facts, relevance, and Reader orientation. In this precision, a report writer is very clear idea about that writing. He need to have or she need to have clear idea about what they are writing in the form of a document. Another concept is accuracy of facts. You know, while preparing that research report, you have to check multiple times the accuracy, the correctness of those facts. Next one is relevance. Here, the facts presented in a report should be not only accurate but also relevant. Here, I would like to quote one best example. If you have a health issue like a fever, you have to take a tablet to cure that fever. In this case, you will go for other kind of tablets to solve that fever. Again, that is not at all relevant. Your problem doesn't solve. Another important characteristics of a good research report is reader oriented orientation. A good report is always reader oriented. Yes, exactly. It is needed to a reader to set up his mind. If reader can understood about the research report well and good, he or she can use wherever they want. Based on that knowledge, they can solve issues in their fields. Some other characteristics of a good business report here. Let us see. Objectivity of recommendations, and it should be very simple and easy language because everybody has to understand about that research report. Another one is a clarity, a brevity. These are the some kind of principles or characteristics of a good business research report. Here, I would like to guide you or tell you, dear students, whenever you are preparing a research report in academics, you need to focus these all the points, characteristics of a good business report. Then we'll go for next concept in a business research report, that is parts or elements of a formal business report. There is a big question mark whenever you are writing a thesis or either formal or informal reports. How I need to focus? Here, you have to focus on the outline of total this report. Let us see some of the points here. Those total report can be divided three parts here: preliminary parts, report body, and a supplemental parts. Here, preliminary parts. Before going to discuss about this particular preliminary parts, I would like to tell you one thing that in general, the researcher or the students or academicians, they have their own priorities of preparing their reports. But here, once you follow these kind of common standards in the form of preliminary parts, it should be like very clear, understandable to each and all everybody in that business area. Those are title fly, title page, letter of transmittal, acknowledgement, executive summary, table of content. Let us discuss some other time. I hope you all understood. Title. It's meant for what concept you are giving solution, and the title page it clearly explains who you are, for what you are doing that research report, and letter, who is concerned authority is accepting to do that particular research. Acknowledgement is a document to telling thanks and regards to some people who are helping you to do that particular research. Executive summary, it indicates the total information about that particular project. Table contents. You all know that table contents clearly explains the particulars and uh, pages, items, and any graphs or any other charts. These all information we can found in this table of contents. Next, report body. In this report body, after preliminary part is over, we have to consider introduction and chapters. These chapters might be different. Some people they'll go for introduction and product profile, company profile, and industry profile, and regarding those all areas they'll cover in the chapters. And chapter 3, here findings and analysis. In this chapter also, findings and analysis related to different fields. It may be finance, HR, marketing, or societal or business areas. After that, based on those all reports, recommendations and conclusions. This particular last part is very very important because you are doing research to giving recommendations to somebody based on that research report. You have to derive what conclusion exactly of this research report. Next, at last, supplemental part. Here, supplemental parts, a division follows the body and provide reference to help the reader to better understand about it. These are bibliography and appendices. Thank you, my dear students. Stay home, stay safe. Here we see a